Who are you? The light and the dark, it's time to awaken to the truth. By Infiniti. Quote. Walk with the dreamers, the believers, the courageous, the cheerful, the planners, the doers, the successful people with their heads in the clouds and their feet on the ground. Let their spirit ignite a fire within you to leave this world better than when you found it. Wilford Peterson. This is a message for the light warriors and humanity. Given recent personal and global events and where we are in time, I'm guided to share given where we are in the year, almost closing out 2020, and preparing for 2021. It's time for some deep and important truths to hit the collective, and even though I've discussed this before in different ways, I'm being guided now to lay it out again. To plant seeds that I hope will be tended to by those of you who are here for the same purpose I am. To allow for the truth of us to be set free, for us to be what we were always meant to be. You may have already spiritually awoken to knowing that you are a light worker, an incarnate, a starseed, or maybe you are just now being led to understand more of who and what you are and why you are here, why life is the way it is, and maybe things have finally gotten weird enough with circumstances and synchronicities that you cannot deny that something is at play and you need to figure it out. There has been more separation this year than ever, more chaos and turmoil and changes that the entire collective has had to deal with that we have ever seen in these lifetimes. It's the great shake-up, and it's meant to get us to see what is really going on. First off, life is beautiful. Do not allow the darkness in others to take over your light. There's more at play in that than you might realize, and I'm here to explain it. When family, friends and even those you don't know act aggressively or unfairly towards you, sometimes without warning or provocation, it hurts, and it is easy to sink into sadness and despair when people aim to pull you down, to hit you with toxic energy and destroy your good vibrations and intentions due to their fears, illusions and negative stories. Why does this happen? Why do people go dark and negative? I'm going to tell you exactly why, and I know you're not going to like it, but it's the truth, and we're going to get deep fast. Strap in. There's a spiritual war going on, and it is only intensifying. It's not new. It's been going on for millennia. Humans are play pieces, pawns in this game. There are people and forces at play that use and abuse, lie to and manipulate humans into thinking false truths about themselves and the way things are and work, and it's been going on since humans were created. Humans are much more powerful than they believe. Meant to self-heal and regulate their energy and life force. Humans are designed to live for at least 150 years. The understanding of our own design has been wiped away from our consciousness. Most humans disconnected from nature and the truth, turned off from the true spiritual connections of their souls, and twisted into giving away their power and ultimately fearing themselves and each other. Bound by teachings that hand over their power and sovereignty to books of religion that are only meant to instill fear and control. Lies told to perpetuate dependence and dominance against humanity. Humans can tap into and work with the energies of the universe to create and manifest, work with beings and entities for guidance and support, and never need to live dependent or in lack. We were meant to work with the universe and with our beautiful planet, nature as a whole, to generate positive energy and be forces of creation. Not destruction. Humans do not need to live in the fear that they do, to turn against themselves like they have been. Then why do they do it? They have always had energetic attachments that pull off and feed from their life force. And people don't know it's happening. Because they can't see it with their eyes, and they have been told that what cannot be seen does not exist. We see about 1% of the light spectrum. There's plenty that we can't see that definitely exists. There are many things in this world and attached to people that cannot be seen by 99.99% of people, and therefore it all goes unchecked. Most people believe that demonic possession only happens to a few, and there is only one grade of it. This is very much false. I personally have removed many energy attachments from people in the work that I do. The fact of the matter is that most people have some form of energetic attachment with them always, at least one that feeds off of them and their negative energy like a parasite. Creating negative energy in a variety of ways, always there. Humans believing they are alone and singular beings, autonomous and their own being when they are not. That is an illusion we have bought into because we have limited perception and have believed only what can be seen. These parasites connect to the energy systems, the chakras and different points of trauma on the human. People think that it's them. Their traumas, fears and issues. Their addictions and the things that leave them, in pain and out of control and unable to control their emotions, their bodies and ultimately their lives. It seems like an obvious question, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you are not in control of you, then what is? I may sound like Morpheus here, but you aren't just you. Something is attached to you and you're plugged into a system of distraction so you can't notice it, but you can feel it. It's a thing. It has always been, and therefore you don't see it, but it is there. I guarantee you that if you have a lot of fear, anger, resentment, trauma, PTSD, addictions, other mental disturbances, physical illnesses, the need for daily medications, that you are not the only energy that you are carrying around, that pushes on your thought processes and motivates your behaviors. It's not something most people can wrap their heads around. I get it. It's a tough one, but it's time we accept the truth. It may be much easier to say that this information is insane and crazy and that I'm a nut job for suggesting that people are possessed with energy parasites that feed off of negative energy that we create, but the truth is the truth. The fact is that there's things attached to people that is feeding off of their energy, causing chaos and turmoil and pain, physical, emotional and spiritual. Aside from the fact that most people have some form of energy attachment that triggers certain behaviors that are self-destructive, from drugs to food to sex to gambling, to risky behavior to being abusive to others, all of it generates negative energy within the host and those around them, creating a buffet of negative energy for the parasites to feed from. Humans do not run on negative energy. Negative energy is what kills us. We run on life force energy, infinite love light energy, that is what our soul is. Negative energy depletes us, makes us sick, angry, depressed and confused and eventually kills us because we do not have enough life force, we become weak, susceptible to illnesses and eventually we die. Aging and wellness isn't about time, it's about energy. People get frail and weak, and full of issues physically because they have been a host for negative attachments for a very long time. Aside from the attachments that people have, there have been institutions and systems put into play to keep people from themselves and their power. People rely on doctors and medications to tell them about their own bodies and attempt to heal them, and these things only make it worse. The food we eat and the medicine we are dependent upon is also killing us. Truly, we are living in the matrix. Attached to a system that feeds us to keep us generating negative energy, what the dark feeds off. The material matrix, set up on the pillars of fears of survival and run on money mostly since money is connected to everything we have or don't have in this construct. Throughout the history of humanity there have been so many reasons to fear life, the questions and mysteries of our own bodies and minds at the center of it all. Religion, war, money, food, healthcare used to control the minds of people and keep them enslaved in a never-ending cycle of survival. Mother Earth Gaia used and abused and raped of resources that hurt nature and the natural order of things, countless animals and places upon her gone forever because of greed and the need to have now without the regard for the future. More illnesses and diseases than ever generating profits and negative energy and more people dependent on multiple medications to keep their mind and body going, but it is an illusion. Pills have never been and will never be the answer to wellness. Period. Our health is based on our energy, and we can work with the systems within us to clear, heal, balance and keep regulated so we can be healthy physically and deeply connected spiritually. Confusion about our lives doesn't have to be a thing. Aches, pains and constant discomfort from chronic illnesses don't have to be a thing. It was never meant to be like this. How do we fight this? What can we do? The truth is that we are doing it. We've been working on it. There's people who were born to fight evil and darkness and those things that attach to people and animals to make us miserable. The light come into bodies, we incarnate. Those of us who are light workers have come here for a reason. To heal and remember, and help heal others to remember too. Some of us have connections to the other side, are able to tap into and receive information. We are able to channel our divine counterparts and connect with each other in ways that seem like fantasy and science fiction, but it is all fact. Psychics, natural healers, seers, channelers are all real. I'm one of these incarnates. I can heal people, tap into their bodies and work with their energy. I can connect them to their spirit tribes and help them to connect to their souls, so they may remember who and what they are. Some of us are meant to be on the front lines and to help pave the way for those who awaken after us. If you're alive today and you're reading this, chances are that you too are an incarnate of some type. You took on the soul mission to incarnate once again, here at this time, most likely a descendant of the light through time. There's earth angels and archangels who are incarnated now. To really get things done in this reality, we need to be in a body. For those of us who have awoken, we have our counterparts on the other side working with us non-stop on our missions and directives. There's what's called starseeds, those souls who are from different planets, from different dimensions and different places in creation who are born into human bodies. Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, Orions and the Alpha Centauri to name a few. I happened to get the first download of information for the Alpha Centauri after being contacted by their handlers and put out the info in a YouTube video. It's one of my more popular ones on my old YouTube channel, Infinite Love Light Energy. There's many more types of starseeds and incarnates. Use your discernment when it comes to reading about incarnates, lightworkers, starseeds and the like. You can check out this article for deeper information, although I will point out that reptilians have been given a bad rap when it comes to their place in the spiritual war. Not all are the same, some are part of the High Council and work with the light. The article below does not reflect that, and most things you would read about the reptilians wouldn't reflect that either. However, it is true and I wouldn't be able to write this article without pointing that out. Not all reptilians are bad and want to control humanity. Some actually help humanity and are starseeds incarnated as humans. This article also separates out lightworkers from starseeds and certain other titles like indigos, crystals, and rainbows. However, all should fall under the title of lightworker, and this lightworker section seems to describe angelics and archangels more than anything. There are incarnates that are from Earth, they are the Fae. They are different varieties of fairies who have been upon Gaia for thousands of years and eventually are called to serve her as a human so they may help humanity get closer to the truth. We have dragons who are incarnate, who are also of angelic origin, being created by the archangels. Of all of the factions of lightworkers that I have listed, the dragons and archangels are the fewest of incarnates. Just as with the other side, archangels and dragons work closely together, and are coming together in the physical as partners in their special soul mission work. Some of these incarnates are related through their human families, some are not. But many are descendants, reincarnating through their own bloodlines, activating DNA from long ago. All lightworkers are meant to come together in various ways to help humanity awaken and connect spiritually. It is all real and it is all happening right now. More awakening and are coming online and will be able to tap into their extraordinary psychic and energetic abilities, the ability to work with energy and alchemy, to tap into each other and Mother Earth Gaia to help with healing and spiritual expansion and the new human 2.0. Remembering is key. Not allowing darkness to come into play in your world, not allowing for yourself to be manipulated by the dark is priority number one. I'm not talking about our shadow side. We all have the light and the shadow within. We need that balance. Even Mother Earth Gaia has that balance of night and day, the sun and the moon. We are of Gaia, and we have that too. The darkness is something different. The dark is what evil is. The dark is what turns people into monsters of all sorts of varieties and different standings, occupations, and places and position of power within our world. The dark can attach to anyone and anything, including our animals, making them fall ill suddenly to lower our vibration and cause chaos, and to make it difficult for our animals to help keep us balanced. Fear is the ultimate and easiest way that the dark can get into the mind of a person and begin to work its dark magic. 2020 has been the year to change our understanding of what is real, and also the year that fears have come up across the board for everyone. Nothing else could have done this. The COVID-19 pandemic is the catalyst for change, and there isn't a single human on the planet that can say that there hasn't been massive change that has happened in 2020. The world was running as usual for as long as it could, with everyone asleep to the truth of themselves, the world and creation. In 2020, humans have begun to feel how off things have been, to see how the structures put into place to keep things moving are sitting on a foundation that is nowhere near stable. This has made fears rise up from the collective. As fears rise, people seek answers, and for those who are ready, their connection to their spirituality begins to come into play. But there is where the war is. Within each person who needs to awaken, remember and step into their power, there are the dark things that are attached to them that do not want this transformation to take place, and those parasites will use fear, shame, judgment, anger, jealousy, trauma, sex, addictions, money, health, etc., etc. to keep people from awakening to the truth. I deal with this a lot as someone who is constantly working towards connecting deeper and bringing people together, to healing and love and to the light. This work is extremely challenging, and if you're a real healer or spiritual guide, chances are you've been under psychic attack. Chances are that people go negative and get into attack mode, or just get deeply triggered, and where there was light, now there is darkness. Fears of the unknown creep up and into play, challenging the natural unfolding of events, changing the trajectory of expansion and evolution. Especially in a Stargate, which we are in now. December 12, 2020 to December 22, 2020. This being the last Stargate of the year, it is the most intense one as well. Even before the Stargate began, just as the month began, the energies have been wildly intense. I personally have been under attack all month. Truly though, it began in November, it got more intense in December. The Stargate always turning up the pressure. I was told to put things into place as an experiment, and wait to see what would happen. I set up YouTube lives for the entire month of December, but was only able to do 3 before I was under attack on multiple levels from the dark side. I had to go into deep clearing and healing mode as my everything was under attack from both energetic entities looking to stop my work, and people who actively work with dark magic against those like me. Doing whatever they can to keep people from healing and eliminating the darkness within them, the things that are attached, and using them. The dark works to keep people away from me and those like me. People were triggered to stop their work with me on various levels, as the dark worked to keep us apart and from assisting in healing, connecting and ascending. When it comes to Stargates, things naturally come into play to trigger and push us into uncomfortable places to see how we will react, to challenge our growth, and to either solidify, create or destroy timelines. To bring us closer together or push us apart depending on each person's frequency. Where do we belong? It's our job to not allow the darkness, issues and illusions of others to shadow our light. After all, that is the point when under negative, psychic and energetic attack. When someone goes dark and negative, it's about throwing you into a new lane, a lower lane of consciousness where you cannot tap into the higher dimensions or frequencies and your life force is depleted. Aside from not wanting to take the bait and be pulled into something negative and chaotic, with COVID-19 it is highly advised to think about your fear and your frequency. If there's a lot of negative energy and fear in you, you are definitely more vulnerable to COVID. So if you are a light worker, especially if you are a healer or a guide of any kind, you have probably experienced people around you directing their negativity at you inappropriately, suddenly, and they display anger and fear. Do not play their game and don't allow them to hurt you further by pulling you down with them. Breaking down your frequency also breaks down your immunity and makes you vulnerable to energies like COVID. Remember, life is beautiful and your progress and journey is too important and short to allow others to destroy your evolution. Don't take on the fear energy of others. Treat other people and their triggers like a bullet in a gun and recognize that the energy will be aimed and shot. First there's usually chaos, an outburst of some sort, and then an excuse to separate. If others are suddenly in need to get away from you, let them go. Recognize that they are being manipulated, and you intermingling your energy with them on any level is just going to lower your vibration. You won't be able to talk them into reason, they have been activated. It's up to you to disengage. Process and then transmute that energy and send love back instead. Do it silently and then cut the cords that connect you to that person and vibration. Decide with your intention to disengage and not be part of the energy. I channeled a deeply clearing and healing cord-cutting astral guided meditation on my podcast. Episode 82 explains energy cords and 83 is the meditation. It is designed to restore your power back by retracting energy cords from others back into your system. Our perspective and our vibration is our choice, what we do and spend our energy on, how we pay attention or not to our guides and guardians, how open or closed off, how connected, in balance or in flow and in alignment is all up to us. It takes intention and we need to be responsible to and for ourselves in a whole new way. Accept the truth, even if it is uncomfortable and painful. Decide that you will not be a host anymore. Decide you won't play with parasites and let them know you feel them and decide to see them and you will. As light warriors we need to be united and energetically healthy for ourselves but also so we may unite. Until we clear ourselves of the parasites that feed off of us we will never be free. Then we can unite, and do the work we are meant to do together. I'm working daily in astral, with the High Council in the higher dimensions to transmute the negative energy within the collective. I work with those like Merlin, Gaia, Jesus and Archangel Michael and the dragons just to name a few. We pound Gaia at targeted locations with the most highest of vibrations, infinite love light energy so that the light body collective and humanity as a whole can transmute fear energy, and begin to awaken more and more. Then find those of us who are here to clear, heal and guide them to their souls and through their process of reconnecting, coming online and fully activating. Once that happens then your abilities will begin to really flood through, light code activations will begin to upgrade through your coded DNA, and for some of us who are the descendants of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, we will be able to work on a whole new level to eliminate the dark. More on this in a story in the works. It's all about you moving forward, let's go. I'm here to help. I offer a lot of services from healing to psychic advice and working with tarot and oracle cards to deliver information from your spirit tribe. There's a ton of information for you on my website, podcast and my 2 YouTube channels. I'm also active on Instagram at Infiniti_963. Appointments for my Evolve Now Energy Healing, Chakra Alignment and Ascension Coaching program will resume in mid-January. However, I am booking those sessions as they come through now. I facilitate a mini energy clearing so you can see what it's like for us to connect and how it feels to clear some energy. If you're interested in working with me, set up your free consultation and evaluation ASAP. Go to my website for details and to get started. I am availability for all psychic advice, spiritual guidance and card reading services. Talk to me on the phone or over Zoom for 30, 60 and 90-minute increments. I also offer various tarot and oracle options, via email, recorded voice, video or live and I'm now offering readings by time, not card limit, between 3100 20-minute sessions. I am here to help you connect to your tribe and give you clarity for your now and into your future, no matter what type of incarnate you are, and definitely if you don't know quite yet. Go as guided always, pay attention and choose the truth. Thanks for being here. Please comment, share this video with those you are guided to, and don't forget to subscribe here and visit my website and subscribe there as well, thehealingbutterfly.org, and follow me on medium.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and my podcast. Links in the description. Be well and infinite love and blessings.